Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Droid Life Show today, episode 215. It's Friday, October 11th. I'm your host, Kellen. With me, Tim. Tim, say hi.
Hi, guys. How's it going? Tim here.
So welcome back after a couple week break, but big show because, well, we're finally at Pixel 4 launch time. Finally. I'm just ready to get there and get all the leaky, pieced out stuff, like one by one thing over with. I just want to get the phones in hand. So, yes, Tuesday is the day. I keep thinking Monday because that's when I'm flying to freaking New York. Tuesday is the day. So on the show, we're going to talk about that Pixel 4, just kind of recap where we're at, any other little tidbits that are new since we've been on air. We also want to talk about the Galaxy Fold one last time because, well, we didn't do a show last week, but we wrote up sort of a mini thought review thing about it. So Galaxy Fold is, we're done with it. I miss it. We'll just talk a little bit more about that. Let's see. There's a new OnePlus 7T Pro phone this week. An essential tease of some sort. Maybe not essential phone 2, but an essential device. Microsoft, since we were last on air, showed off an Android phone. Foldable thing, 2-piece folding thing. And so topics aside, 2 or 3 months ago we ran a 3-month long sort of charity push where we took donations on air, and we took donations and we donated to the Oregon Humane Society. We basically were trying to help out animals in Oregon. Tim and I live in Oregon, so that's the one we picked. And so we've been talking about picking another charity for everyone to be able to donate to. And we've decided on the Cancer Research Institute. I don't know that I need to make any big speeches about cancer, but it is one of the worst things in the entire world, and it's probably touched somebody's life. Everyone's life, I should say. Everyone probably knows somebody or knows of somebody who has had cancer, dealt with cancer, all of that stuff. So we're going to do that. We're going to donate to help with cancer research. Cancer Research Institute, for those not familiar, they specialize in immunotherapy. Immunotherapy is one of those one of the most promising new ways. I shouldn't say new, it's been around for a while, but one of the most promising ways to sort of combat cancer. It uses your own body's sort of antibodies, and tries to train those to then go attack cancer cells, and does a bunch of stuff like so. It's potentially safer, and there's less side effects than like chemo and radiation and those things. And I mean, it's labeled as the most promising sort of treatment, and so that's what we're going to do. So for the next couple of months, when we did Oregon Humane Society, we ran it for 3 months. We took donations for 3 months and then dropped some cash on them. I think we'll do the same. We'll run this for till the end of the year. So rest of October, then November, then December, we'll donate to them, and then it'll be awesome. So as Gary the fireman says, F cancer.
Cancer.
That's right. F cancer. So we're going to raise funds. So if you want to donate and you're listening live on YouTube, you could donate to our stream, and then what we do is we take 100% of all those donations you do, and then we pile them up and pool them up, and then at the end of the 3 months we give them. So donate whatever you want if you can, and yeah, Cancer Research Institute, cancerresearch.org if you want to check out cancerresearch.org, investigate, learn more about immunotherapy, which is what they focus on, all of that stuff. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. So, on a non-related note to that at all, but sort of show-related trivia back as always. So trivia, if you're new around here, we do trivia at the end of every show. We do 5 questions at the end of the show. Sometimes they're related to the show, sometimes they're not, but they're almost always Android or tech related. And if you're live with us, you type in your answer into the YouTube chat. We pick you out if you are the first to answer, and then you win prizes. This week, we're giving away $10 in Google Play credit to everyone who wins. So if you do win, you will get $10 to spend on Google Play.
And you could use that money for renting a cool movie or buying a sweet game. Basically anything you want.
That's correct. You can do a lot with $10 of Google Play credit.
You just can't use it towards the purchase of a device on the Google Store, unfortunately.
No, Google Play, not Google Store.
Correct.
Before we get going, we've already got donations rolling. Actually, before the show started, Ryan Kerr 007 dropped 40. What are those?
Those look like rupees to
Oh,
me.
that could be rupees. Yeah, 40 rupees at Pixel 4 XL or OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition. We'll talk about both of those going forward. Nick Fisher dropped $2. Kevin dropped $5. Said first time watching live.
Oh, hey,
Ponytail
right.
Tim. I don't know. That's more bun style than ponytail, I would say.
Well,
maybe.
I mean, it's not really a bun. I thought someone called it like a water spout, and I like the water spout.
It's kind of water spouty.
I asked my significant other. I was like, hey, my hair's getting long enough. Can we do something with it? And she's like, not really, but we could do this. And I was like, all right, just give it to me, man. So here we go. And maybe next week it'll be double or something, some horns. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it could be horns next time. So Kevin, thanks for the $5 there. Gate 95 dropped $10 as well. Appreciate that. Thanks for all the early donations. All right.
The toddler look. It is kind of the toddler look.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's pretty good. Thank you, Michael.
Spout, man. Last Samurai. Yeah. Oh my god.
Thank you, Scott. We see that.
Scott, we see that. And it got flagged, Scott, but we see it. All right, so let's start first with Galaxy Fold just to get this out of the way, and then we'll start doing Pixel 4 recap. So Galaxy Fold, Sarah just dropped $12.93. Says both my parents are cancer survivors. Chemo is incredibly hard on your body. F cancer. Appreciate the donation, Sarah, and also appreciate all of the recommendations for charities you provided to us. Thank you, Sarah. That's awesome also to hear that your parents are cancer survivors. Galaxy Fold. So I actually still have a box with one in it. This thing is going back to Best Buy, by the way.
You were supposed to return that like a week ago.
No. I'm like a super ultra premium Best Buy, my Best Buy person because I buy too much crap there. So I get like this extended period to return things. I have like till November or something wild like that. I know, crazy, right? So we had the Galaxy Fold. Tim had a review unit. We also picked this one up from Best Buy so we could each kind of play with it, dive into the world of foldables. And as I kind of mentioned, like I missed the phone already a little bit. While there were certainly issues with the phone, and it has a soft screen, and it's fragile, and you don't want to put it anywhere near a sink, the kitchen, your kid, a drink, even your significant other. Sometimes you certainly won't let anyone else touch it. When I worked out, I mentioned in a post, like I didn't even bring it near me because there could be dirt and sweat. The phone is not really that practical, let's be honest. However, when you're just chilling on the couch, ultimate couch phone. Couch phone is a category I think we created a couple years ago, wasn't it? Where it's those devices where they're not really practical for anything except when you're sitting on the couch, where it's just like this safe, squishy area. So if it's fragile, not going to break. Yeah, it's definitely like a phone safe space, but you want a little bit bigger screen. This kind of offers that. I actually really liked it. I hope that they fix all of those issues, like make it actually dust and water resistant, make the screen not a soft piece of plastic that your fingernail will mark up. Because I do miss it, and it is cool. And everyone I showed it to was like, what? Did you just fold that? And, and I kind of made a show of it. I was like, check this out. And people went, oh, my God. It's one of the first times in a while that I've had somebody go, that's cool. Yeah.
Jaws were dropping.
Yeah.
I went to a brunch because that's something we do in Portland. We do a lot of brunches. Pretty much our main meal of the day. And went to a brunch. I was just kind of scrolling, and someone saw, that the phone is not at a perfect, flush when it's closed. It's sort of at an angle, like an acute angle. And they were like, "Whoa, what's going on there?" And I was like, "Oh, hold on." So you show them the outside screen. You're like, "Oh, this is totally cool." And they're like, "Oh, that's not really usable. It's super tiny. I have to squint." And I was like, "Oh, but wait, there's more." You go, "Wah," and It's quite the crazy.
Reveal. Yeah.
People love it. People especially who aren't up on tech love it. And they were all iPhone owners. And then all of a sudden, I could see the gears start turning in their head. They're like, oh, well, maybe Android's pretty cool after all. And I was like, I tried telling you guys, but whatever.
No, the gears were saying, I can't wait till Apple invents this in like 4 years. Yeah.
Pretty much. They will invent the hinge system or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So Yeah, it's one of those things where I think from day one we kind of said, no one should buy this thing. We know the history where Samsung tried to put it out and it had all these issues, and they pulled it back, tried to fix it. Now they've re-released it. I think since they've re-released it, I haven't seen a bunch of reports that it's having issues. I mean, there was I think TechCrunch had one where the dude said he busted it in the first day. I think he's the only one that I've seen. I mean, I've seen other reviews and other people kind of dive back into the new version. We haven't seen that, and maybe no one's really testing it that much. I don't know. Maybe they're kind of over it.
Well, I know for a fact that it's still possible to break, right? But because I think people are being overly cautious with it, and they know, okay, keep it away from any type of particles. Keep it away from water, please. I mean, just be super careful with it. And I think if you are super careful with it, you shouldn't experience many problems.
Right.
But then again, we've built phones over the past years to withstand particles and water. So you have to change the way you've been using your phone for quite some time now, since the Galaxy S5 basically, to just treat it differently. Treat it like something that can break from the simplest little thing. Definitely don't drop it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Even putting it in your pocket. You come back from the beach, and it's in your pocket or something. There's sand. It's oh man, you just got to be super careful with it. Period.
Yeah, I was walking around one day and realized that I'd had it in my pocket for a good portion of that day, and I actually stopped and was like, maybe I shouldn't have it in my pocket. Think about that. A phone that your mind goes, maybe I shouldn't have it in my pocket for very long because there could be sand or dust or lint or something in there that could be seeping in every time I pull this phone in and out of my pocket. You shouldn't have a phone on you that you're worried about putting in your own pocket. And of course it costs $2,000. So you have a $2,000 phone that you're scared to put in your pocket on a counter, all the things I listed earlier. So yeah, no one should buy this thing. I mean, if you just have tons of money and you really don't care and you just like to play with new things, whatever. But I still don't even think you should. It's just a waste. And as cool as I think it is, come on. It's just don't buy it.
It is cool for $2,000. It's a pretty incredible proof of concept.
Yes.
And I think, as I wrote in my thoughts, kind of post after a week of using it, it's only going to get better, right? Yeah. They're going to be able to find a way to combine, that top plastic part with the frame itself, and they're going to find a way to get the IP rating for it, way down the line, I'm sure. This is only the first one. I think it's only going to get better. And I look forward to when it does get better, because I could easily see myself using, a phone like that.
Me too.
No doubt about it.
So here's a question though. The other supposed future idea is the clamshell, Moto Razr, right? So tiny clamshell opens up into a long flip phone. Would you rather that or the Samsung style where you kind of get a mini tablet?
I think I'd opt for the mini tablet, just because the way I consume so much YouTube videos or Netflix, and like you said, the ultimate couch phone, right? I mean, you want a big display, so you can play games on it, etc. Just having the big fold out would definitely be the way I would lean. But also, if I wanted to be, I wish I could have both, right? If I got one that's the ultimate couch phone, but then the ultimate kind of commuter phone, where it just it fits in your little pocket, but then you pull it out on the subway or wherever, and boom, you got a Moto Razr, kind of looking thing. I mean, that would be pretty dope too. So
we should probably run a poll on this on the site.
All right, let's poll it.
We probably should. But yeah, initially I was on the camp of Razr. Give me that style. I want the tiny thing that unfolds into a normal phone, but I don't know that I actually do now, because the Fold showed me that you can have sort of a smallish screen, which kind of looked ridiculous, by the way, but it's, again, first gen. And then, you open it up. I found myself on my couch all the time just going, whoop, flipping that thing open. It was a good size. You could hold it in one hand. It wasn't super heavy. So I like that extra screen real estate for sure when I'm sitting around, office, house, whatever. So we'll see. Moto's rumored to still be showing off their foldable at some point. I think Samsung's working on whatever's next, which could be that sort of clamshell style, and we'll probably see that early next year. So I get, reserve full judgment there. But yeah, I kind of like the idea of going from phone to mini tablet for sure.
Yep, I like it. Although tablets, I mean, having now used it, I would consider that basically an Android tablet. And it was dumb. Like, it's great to have a large screen and everything, but the aspect ratio, at least the way many apps were being portrayed on it, like Instagram, did not look good because all the pictures are being blown up. Instagram's already compressing the hell out of them, so things look stretched. And so the experience, the user experience, and the look of things was off on the device, right? Because these apps aren't being rewritten or anything to kind of take advantage of that type of display or that size. So Instagram looked off. Twitter was kind of hard to use just because things were stretching. The UI was stretching, but the words themselves were not stretching all the way across. It was staying sort of in that column, that max column for the text. So things looked weird. And the same thing with Instagram with text. But it could get better again. So fingers crossed it does.
First gen. The tablet supports stuff. I mean, the tablet, the apps all work, but yeah, they just...
Yes, they work. They just look funky.
Yeah, some of them do kind of look a little funky.
And there's no S Pen. Why not an S Pen?
Yeah.
This would be a good stylus device. And again, I think in the future, we could definitely see stylus support once the display isn't going to get scratched and damaged by a pointy tip.
Yeah, because they say do not touch it with an S Pen for sure.
Oops.
Yeah, I just looked on Best Buy's website, and you still can't really buy it. I think they made maybe 1,000 total, and they sent them to Best Buy. Most of them were AT&T models. I still don't know if anyone ever actually bought an unlocked model. They were coming later. Either way, they've been sold out since basically day one on Best Buy's site. So if you wanted one, I don't even know if you can really get one at this point. So.
Yeah, well, if you are in the Portland area, Kellen will soon be returning his, and maybe you can get like an open box deal on the one that he's returning. So there you go.
That is true. Okay, so Galaxy Fold, we're done with that. We've got some videos up if you want to learn more about the Galaxy Fold, but we'll just wait around for the next one. That's for sure.
Highly recommend. Would buy 10 out of 10. Oops.
Before we move on, a couple donations. Gary the Fireman dropped $10 a while ago, said in memory of 9/11 responders past and present.
Thank you, Gary.
Appreciate that, Gary. Patty dropped $5, said have a great show, Greg and Terrence. Always look forward to your show, keeping my 3XL until it turns black and shuts off forever.
Yeah, now that I have, man, like, so that kind of just thinking about it, I wish my 3XL would turn black and shut off forever. I don't think I can stand Android 10. It's the most annoying update that Google has ever done. It's the constant, like, location notifications. When you open an app, it's like, oh, hey, this thing has your location, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've been using Android for, like, 12 years. And it's never done. I hate it. The silent notifications, can't stand those. Like, why are they in their own separate column now?
Why does it say silent notifications? Like, why is there a banner that says these are silent? Well, thanks, Google.
Exactly. It's a total eyesore. And maybe it's just my Pixel. Maybe I need to wipe it. But there's just something about the performance. Everything seems super slow. Especially, like, if you're going from full screen on YouTube. Oh, God forbid you have auto rotate enabled on this phone, because like if you just even gently kind of change the screen, it like locks up on me. I can't stand Android 10, man. I'll be honest.
It's probably beta still.
That's what it feels like.
I think I like Android 10, but I kind of know what you mean. I think it's just Android in general. It's just janky.
I guess. Man, I thought we were over that. Like Pi felt like one of those first years where I was like, man, like Android's getting kind of good.
Polished.
And then they just totally reverted with Android 10. It looks like a beta. I don't like the system icons, like how everything is outlined and then it fills it. I don't know if I like the look. I hate the dark theme, just the black AMOLED dark theme. Can't stand the Pixel anymore, dude.
Are you running gestures or 2-button?
2-button, of course. I am not changing that.
I tried running gestures. So I had a OnePlus 7T. Well, I still do. It's over there. But I had that, and I ran the gestures on that because they adopted Google's. And I was using it on my Pixel 3. Like, I actually, because everyone keeps telling me, Kellen, just do it. Just try it for a while. I actually did for, I want to say a good couple of weeks. I am officially back on the 2-button. The gestures suck. They're so bad. I tried, folks. And I figured, like, I just get used to it. no, they're really bad. I think I mentioned this on the last show. But the only thing I do like about the back gesture is that you don't have to reach to the bottom of your phone. So if you're holding your phone like kind of in the middle, you can kind of go back really easily. Unless you're trying to access like a menu. But that is the one thing I do like about that. Otherwise, the gestures are really bad. I turned them off. Sorry.
Runajoy Sen says, why or what is Android bringing now, considering that iPhones have good cameras now? It's funny to me. Sorry. I know that's probably not supposed to be a funny question. I still think Android is good. And not only that, I still like having options, right? And I would, once we see the Pixel 4, and I'm sure that thing's cameras are going to probably be insane. Just like the Pixel 3. Like the Pixel 3 camera is still really good. Yeah. And I love how people were sharing shots of the wide. Why can't I think of what I'm trying to say? On the iPhone 11, they have the wide lens.
They have their first wide angle, and everyone's really excited.
Yeah, so they were sharing shots of the wide angle lens, and the shots weren't even that good. And I was like, oh, dude, like I've been able to do this on my Samsung phone for quite some time, and y'all shots don't even look that great.
Well, didn't LG put a wide angle in like 5 years ago?
Oh, yes.
Maybe 4 years ago.
So I get it. Like iPhone, they think that their cameras are like, well, I'm not going to say the cameras are bad, right? I haven't tested one personally in years since the iPhone 6, I think we got.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but so Android's still good. I still love Android. It's just Android 10 on the Pixel 3 XL.
It's bugging you.
That's pissing me off.
You're so used to that One UI. That's the problem.
I guess. And it's so smooth. One UI, so good. Just kidding.
Crazy how far we flipped on that.
I know, it's weird.
Everyone seems to love the gestures. I don't what don't I like about it? I don't like the swiping up at a home thing. And the swiping up and holding, like none of that really makes sense. I've done like an entire video on why I think they're bad. I would just say watch that. I kind of point out every single issue I think there is with the gestures, so I don't really want to go back into it. We've talked about gestures a lot. There's a video. Okay, so Pixel 4. We're finally getting to the Pixel 4. Pixel 4 and 4 XL will be announced Tuesday. 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. An event in New York.
2 months too late.
New York, yeah. 2 months late. There have not been full reviews, but pretty close to it. Everything is leaked. The apps have leaked. Promos have leaked. We know the colors. Like we know everything. The only thing we don't know is we haven't played with them, so we don't know battery life. We don't know how good or bad the 90 hertz displays will be. I'm assuming they'll be fun. Like the 7T 90 hertz display, it's one of the coolest things. Like if you guys are buying the Pixel 4, you will love the 90 hertz display. It's a subtle bit of extra smoothness over what you're used to, but you will notice it, and I think you'll really, really enjoy it. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, like we know, we just know everything outside of like exact pricing. We don't know that. We don't know.
So what Google's going to do, I can already see it. They're going to say, hey, everybody, sorry for the lateness. They're going to apologize. And then they're just going to throw the price up and the date you can pre-order, which will likely be that day or whatever. Yeah. And say, there you go. Thank you for coming. God bless. And they're just going to exit stage left. Yeah. Pretty sure it'll be left, not right. And that'll be it. And then you're going to be like, okay, I got to go get hands-on. And then, and then that's going to be a wrap on Tuesday.
Yeah, it could very well be. I think we wish they would have done that last year too, because remember how poorly they held that secret, and everyone's like, why don't they just come on stage and go, here you go, okay, thank you. Yeah, they could do that with this one, and we'd all be fine. We got like specs pretty much confirmed. No 855 plus, which who cares? The 855 plus is barely a boost. I think the battery on the regular Pixel 4 has people worried at 2800 milliamp hours. Seems a little smallish for these days, especially at 90 hertz. But who knows? Not that Google's phones have ever been good on battery life. Like I've been using a 3XL also lately, and just to get familiar with the old big guy. And battery life's not great on this Pixel 3XL. How's your battery life been? I know you've been on the 3XL.
Sucks.
Yeah, it's not good, right? Okay.
Sucks.
And on my regular Pixel 3, it's not that good. It's definitely not good. So yeah, I don't know. The battery life will be great there. We're obviously going to have to get used to face unlock because there's no fingerprint. There's no fingerprint reader. I know there's some people are kind of holding out hope that maybe there's an in-display fingerprint. There's not. There's no fingerprint reader. It's just face unlock. And I'm sure it'll be fast, and I'm sure it'll come in handy. Like I found on OnePlus phones, Samsung phones, I do the fingerprint reader, but I also do face unlock because sometimes the face unlock's faster than those really crappy in-display fingerprint readers. So I turn face unlock. So I've been using face unlock on phones. I think it'll be fine. I'm still worried that I'm always gonna have to pick up my phone and like look at it to unlock it. That kind of sucks. But so what don't we know then? Yeah, price. And somebody said IP rating, I think, in the chat. I'm sure it's going to be IP 67 or 68.
Right, 7.
Yeah. So it'll be fine in that department. The price, my guess is that I bet you they price them right where they did last year. That's my guess.
I think you're underestimating the greed.
Yeah, they'll probably add an extra $100 on and be like, we put a Soli thing in there. We'll go, we don't care.
Yeah, Soli ain't free, right? I mean, that took a lot of R&D. They've been teasing that thing forever. They had a whole division at Google working on that crap.
Yeah, they did.
And then they were, they had to pay people $5. I don't want to get too much into drama, but, I mean, Google's been doing some shady stuff with this whole face unlock and paying people $5 or whatever. Oh, Google, what are you doing?
Sarah, I actually don't have a Pixel 4. I mean, if I did, I couldn't show you one, but I don't have one.
I had someone ask me, like, if I had a Pixel 4, and I was like, even if I did, I couldn't tell you that.
I actually don't think anyone has them yet, to be honest. I could be totally wrong on that, but I don't think people have them.
We're not going to wink if we have one. We can't do that. We would get sued.
I mean, I can just wink, but that doesn't mean anything. I do not have one. Seriously.
Oh my God. You're winking. Stop winking.
Really just mess with everyone. Now, yeah, what does my winking?
Yeah. Oh, Rashad Gaddis says MKBHD has it. You know what? If anyone does have it, it would be him. So.
Yeah, I don't think he does either, but maybe, sure. I don't know what everyone else is doing. I can just tell you that I don't. So. Okay, so we've got some new press pictures out, or official press renders, sales renders for the black, white, and orange ones. Can I just point out that there's this certain accessory maker, and not an accessory maker. They're an accessory reseller, and I don't want to call them out by name. I mean, I may at some point because they're really annoying. But every time a new phone comes out, they say that they get renders of the cases and stuff like that before everyone else, and they send them out to press outlets and try to go, look, here's our exclusive. And they're just trying to get you to link to their site because it helps with their search rankings for case sales. I get what they're doing. But they sent out like an email to a bunch of press earlier this week that was like, look, we found some new colors of the Pixel 4. There's a green one and a barely pink one. And I think they said like a yellow one. Like there's zero evidence that there's a yellow, green, and a slightly pink one. And I think they just made up some color names and stuff. It was very weird. So if you saw that, I don't know that you should believe for a second that there's like 3 more colors. I swear this happens every year with Google's phones. We know like the standard colors are going to come out, and everyone goes, there's going to be a yellow one. And have we had a yellow one yet? I don't think so.
I'm just saying it'd be really cool if there was a green and or a yellow one. Like,
yes.
I might go for that yellow.
It would actually be very cool. But I don't know. We haven't seen any evidence of there being additional colors. And I could be wrong on that, but I'm just saying like there's zero evidence. I'm an evidence guy, okay? I'm an evidence guy.
You would be. No faith. Sometimes you just gotta have faith.
Yeah, that's true. We think AT&T might carry a Pixel 4. This would be a first for them. As you guys know, when the Pixel 3a was announced earlier this year, that was when the Verizon exclusivity died. And then T-Mobile and Sprint both started selling the Pixel 3, 3a, whatever. US Cellular also got it. So everyone got it. AT&T was the only one that didn't at the time. But apparently some of their managers from stores have been asking who in their stores wants to seed the device, which just means like you're the person in the store that tests the device. It's kind of the go-to person. So AT&T could very well be selling Pixel 4. So that'd be every carrier, which would be good for Google. I'm just going to be paying attention to whether or not this actually helps them sell them, because we know the Pixel 3 did not sell well, right? Like when they had their Q1 earnings call or whatever, they said like, look, Pixel sucked. We didn't sell any Pixel 3s. And then the 3a dropped and they sold a bunch of those because it was cheaper and had a bunch of carriers. So we'll see if the Pixel 4 add a bunch of carriers, if they will actually sell them. I don't know if they will, but
Yeah, that would be interesting. Alexander. Sorry, no, it was not Alexander. The last one woke. Says AT&T is going to add so much bloatware on that phone. So funny you should bring that up because we just got done playing with the AT&T Galaxy Fold.
yeah.
Holy moly.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
not experienced so much bloatware, and I totally forgot to even bring it up. Props to AT&T, of course, for letting us get a review unit that was super clutch. However, the bloatware was ridiculous. Setting it up, it tells you if you want to download and install a bunch of casino games.
Oh my god.
So much
It's really bad,
crap.
actually.
It was ridiculous. I haven't seen a phone like that, because we buy unlocked, and it was ridiculous. It was bad.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a phone that wasn't an unlocked unit, and it was shocking to turn that thing on. And first of all, the setup process. There's Samsung's and Google's, and then there's AT&T's setup process, and then it really does preload a bunch of gambling games, things like. It's very gross and shady, and you could disable and uninstall most of it, but good lord, I feel my Google phone is going off. I feel
like
bad for all that
cleanser
stuff
afterwards.
Yeah, it was not good. As far as Pixel 4 having that, Google's actually been able to stop carriers from at least they stopped Verizon, and Verizon's really bad. Verizon pre-installed my Verizon, and I think on the T-Mobile you'll probably get like my T-Mobile apps, but Google hasn't allowed them to put bloatware on, so I think you should be okay. Yeah, AT&T lock. There's so much crap on. Yeah, AT&T Wi-Fi, Uverse. I mean, I think DirecTV Now or AT&T Now or whatever the hell it's called was on there, and alongside all these games, there's like a Game of Thrones game and stuff. You know what also sucks is when you sign into a phone with all that crap, it then adds them to your Google Play library. So if you go into like your updates page and you swipe over to My Library or whatever, they're all in there now, as if you wanted to ever install those. It's awful. It's pretty bad. Okay, so other Pixel 4 things. We've seen there's next gen assistant is coming. It's been demoed a couple of times. So the next gen Google Assistant will actually be really cool. It's going to be super fast. Like you fire off the hot word and then it'll kind of sit in not in an always listening state, but a continued conversation state like Google Homes do. So you can just hammer out like command after command and it'll process it all on device. So it should be super fast. Like that's going to be one of those things where if you use Google Assistant and you buy a Pixel 4, I think you're going to see a really, really huge performance boost there. And then if you haven't been using Google Assistant, I think it might actually get people to, just because it's going to be so fast. We've seen some more on Motion Sense, and I think we talked about this on the last show, but Motion Sense, which is the Project Soli stuff we talked about earlier, it just doesn't look that impressive yet. I know it's the beginning and Google can do a whole bunch, but right now it's just a couple of gestures. I know it's going to be a demo thing they're going to show, but like LG kind of did a gesture thing. Didn't Samsung do one like 5 years ago also, like some with like the Galaxy S4? Didn't they do some weird gestures? We talked about the Moto X, how it had like a wave over thing because it had some gesture stuff. Like gestures aren't new. So I know Google's will be different, but Soli can just do so much more than just waving your hand in front of the phone that I'm just not excited about it right now until I see what they actually can do in the future.
Yeah, we shall see. I mean, for right now, it's going to be pretty boring, pretty Dolesville.
Yeah, I mean, sure, if I have some music playing and I just want to swipe over, that's cool. Sure, swipe over, wave my hand to wake the phone slightly. Sure. I mean, I'll have always on display on, so I don't really need to do that. What else can you do with it? Silence calls or something? Woo, no one calls me, so I'm not going to use that.
Only bots call me.
Yeah, that.
I've been talking to a lot of bots, and
I send them to call screen.
Oh,
it's great.
I just pick it up because I figured it could maybe help me learn Cantonese. They're always speaking a language that I don't speak, and then so I try and speak back, and it's bad.
It is worth like playing with them sometimes. My favorite ones are the legit scam ones where they're tell you like something about your credit card or something else.
IRS.
Yeah, those ones. So I really like messing with those people because they get really mad.
Well, they just hang up on you. Like I tried. I was like, hey, so I heard about my Social Security card. Like what's going on with my Social Security card? and they would just like hang up on me. I was like, is it because like I don't sound 80?
You have to sound really dumb. You have to say like you have to, and one of the best ways to do it is act like you can't hear what they say, so they have to repeat themselves. Like make them do that, and yeah, it's actually kind of fun sometimes.
How do you get that job? Like, is that a listing on Craigslist or like?
Oh, you mean like one of those illegal spam call jobs? I'm not really sure.
Like how do I get that?
I don't know.
If someone knows, feel free to let me know on Twitter because I'm down to like that would be a good post. Like, oh, I was a spam caller for a week. That would be a good post.
You'd probably be arrested. Clicks. You'd probably be arrested.
Really?
Yeah.
But the last one woke. Oh, he says LinkedIn. Yeah, absolutely. Ben, I was talking to someone in America. You could tell just by the way their English was really good. I'm pretty certain the last one I talked to, at least with the Social Security scam, was in America. I mean, I can't assume, right? But it just sounded like this person was like Southern California, because I say dude too, and I'm from California. We just know how other Californians talk. Period. Anyway.
So yeah, Project Soli, new assistant. Is there anything like that you've seen with the Pixel 4? So all these leaks kind of take away some of the fun. Is there anything you've seen though that still has you going, I'm still excited, I'm still really ready? Or is it just because we like Google's phones and they're new and that's why we're still sort of excited? I'm
just excited to not use the Pixel 3 XL. Like I'm really kind of, it's taken me a year, but I'm actually over the notch now. I'm over the notch. I'm hoping that it's just smooth, right? Like, oh my God, a Pixel with over 4 gigs of RAM. This could be life changing. So more RAM.
So that auto rotate doesn't hang up on you.
Yeah. Exactly, man. God, Android, come on. So the face unlock, I'm actually kind of looking forward to because I enjoyed it so much on the OnePlus 7 Pro. I thought it was so quick, right? It popped up, quick, unlocked, and went away. So like that was cool. I don't know. I mean, it's a new Pixel. I'm sure it'll be cool. I guess I just assume it'll be cool because it's a Pixel, but I actually think it's kind of an ugly phone, just considering, the forehead. And people are asking if we're excited about 90 hertz. No, not really. I know Kellen might be, but like for me, going from 90 to 60, I don't notice a difference, dude. I don't care.
I thought that after I had the 7 Pro for a while. But then going back, especially to like the 3A and 3, which don't have the greatest displays ever, and then switching back to a 7T for a while just recently, that's when I really noticed it. And now I'm just excited for everyone to get 90 hertz. And I think like Google's now doing it. I'm assuming everyone next year, like Samsung. The thing is, Samsung's going to do it with the S11, and we're just going to be mind blown because their displays look so good anyway. So like that's exciting. And I think I'm more excited just so that everyone else can get into this, because I know OnePlus sells phones and they're popular on our site, but I also feel like they're not a lot of people aren't diving into OnePlus phones like they may a Google phone. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, 90 hertz is kind of fun.
It's totally cool. It's totally fine. Do I notice a difference with my crap eyes? I guess maybe not. I don't know. When we were watching the OnePlus event, was that yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. So we're watching that yesterday. They had a whole bunch of YouTubers on all these clips like, oh my God, 90 hertz, greatest thing ever. Couldn't stand it. I'll be honest with you. Just the way these people talk about 90 hertz, being like life-changing stuff, to me, really.
Well, yeah, and compared to what 120, which Razer's doing, and somebody, I think Asus is doing 120, like
that, I can notice a difference. Yeah. If you go from 60 to 120 on the Razer phone, and that's why I'm spoiled, because I use the OG Razer phone. I use Razer Phone 2, and I liked those phones a lot.
Yeah.
Except for the form factor, just a big brick of a phone, right. But 120, you can notice a difference. Like things are smooth. 90 hertz, not so much. And they do that. Oh, they did that stupid like bouncing ball. Like this is what 30 hertz looks like. This is what 60 hertz look like. And then super smooth. This is what 90 hertz looks like, baby. Oh yeah, it's smooth. It's like this is on a big projection screen. This doesn't mean anything. There's when
they said we could show you how this works, I was like, you can't show us in a video, OnePlus. Like that doesn't work like that. But so I think that's a big thing. Otherwise, it's It's a new Google phone. We know it'll have the new assistant, so it'll be fast. They're giving us a telephoto lens. I'm more curious to see what kind of magic they're going to work out of the camera, just because Google's kind of wowed us with the camera. So the camera, just want to see like what's new there. And we kind of know a lot, like the camera app leaked and some of the features, so we know some of it. But I do want to get in hand to actually use it, because it might just be a little mind blowing there. So that, the 90 hertz, the new assistant. I don't know. They're going to be expensive. It'll be fun to get one in hand. So it's not a curved display. That's good.
No, it's not. When it gets around this time, just to give people a little peek behind the scenes, when it gets to be around this time of the year, you know, the sun's going away, it's getting really gray. Kellen goes into this sort of like this lull phase where everything just sort of
sucks.
He doesn't like anything.
No, I don't like anything right now.
No. So I just try and stay overly positive. I let him know that tomorrow's a new day. New tech is coming. Soon it'll be spring again. And we'll get there. Real quick, Hans asks an amazing question. He says, Tim and Killen, do you guys consider yourself tech influencers or tech content creators?
I would say neither.
I would also say neither. But if I was going to pick one of those, it would be closer to tech influencer, even though I hate the word influencer, because I think of Instagram and, you know, makeup artists or whoever, you know, like they actually try and sell things. I'm not really trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to influence people one way or the other. I just experience something, then I share that experience. So we're just bloggers, Android bloggers.
Yeah, I mean, right? I think we try to lean more towards the journalism side than news than being influencers. Like when we write reviews, sure, there's some opinion and stuff like that in there, but we also try to like present it to you without like bias and things like that. Like this show is more like our opinion show where we just kind of say whatever. But while I would, there's probably some influence from our opinions that we share on stuff, we try to keep it non-biased. Like, you know, like we joke about how like we hate Samsung, but we don't. Like we like a lot of their phones. I mean, so like we joke about this stuff, but we kind of lean more towards we try to stay down the middle. Obviously, we're fans of stuff, but yeah, I don't know that we're either of those. Or I guess you could just call us tech bloggers, blog bros.
Yeah, blogger bros, frat blog bro. That's totally cool too. We've been called all sorts of stuff.
Tim influenced me into buying a Galaxy Fold. Look at, see, you're an influencer.
If I did that, that's my mistake. That's my bad.
Influencer is one of the worst terms ever been. You're right.
Yeah, influencer. I just don't like the idea because, you know, if someone ends up having a bad experience with something, I would hate to feel like I was responsible for them buying a crappy product, you know, or something that I don't really like. If I really like something, I have no problem saying, oh, I really like this and trying to explain why. But I don't want to influence you the wrong way, like buying a Galaxy Fold, even though I really liked it. And you should like it too. But
we try to present you with the opinions of us and some fact, and then you decide or something like that.
Something like that. Just tech dudes is fine. Larry, tech dudes.
Yeah, tech dudes is perfectly fine.
And Riggs, as Riggs points out, influencers get paid. Yes, they do, and we do not. So, which is why we joke about it, right? The only reason I joke about the Samsung money truck is because it ain't coming.
Right. Never. Never.
And we know that sometimes other, you know, people do have the money truck getting backed up. So that's why it's funny to me, at least.
Yeah, content creators and influencers all get paid mostly for their work, and they're all really terrible about labeling that fact.
Yes.
Shout out to all of the YouTubers. Yeah, we don't. And if we do, we, like, by law, and as do all of them, they have to label that stuff. So if...
And sometimes they don't.
Very often they do not. We would for sure label it if we were getting paid for something. 100%. Okay, so enough Pixel 4 stuff. What else coming at the Google event? We think a Nest Mini, new Nest Wi-Fi, a Pixelbook Go, and then if there's a surprise, it could be like a Pixel Buds 2, but I don't know if I believe those will show up. They might be one of those things that Google will show and say, these are coming soon, and that's why they haven't really leaked, because they're still early enough in whatever production or something. So Nest Mini, just a quick recap, it's just like any of your other Google Home Minis, except it might have an audio jack in it, so you could potentially hook it up to speakers. It's kind of the big news there. Nest Wi-Fi will replace Google Wi-Fi, kind of a two-piece system. You have a standard like hub, And then you also have outlet plugs that will expand it, mesh Wi-Fi system. That actually could be cool. What sucks though is it's probably not going to be Wi-Fi 6, but hopefully it's faster than regular Google Wi-Fi, because I have a regular Google Wi-Fi. You do too, right? Is that what you use, is regular Google Wi-Fi? Yeah. Which is a nice little system. It's just not fast enough over Wi-Fi. So hopefully they bump up the Wi-Fi capabilities on this bad boy. The Pixelbook Go, the guys at 9 to 5 Google actually last night posted a video and a hands-on of the Pixelbook Go. They met somebody who had a couple of prototypes of a pink one and I think like a gray or silver one, and did a video and a hands-on and had weird people posing with models or something like to show it off. It's actually pretty funny. So there's a new Pixelbook, and it'll be a high end, it'll be expensive, and it'll have various tiers of what you want to put in it, just like anybody else's computers. I don't want to get into this conversation because we do it a lot, but it's going to be expensive, but it's still a Chromebook, and I know you have some heavy thoughts on that. But yeah, it's a new Pixelbook, and it'll probably be nice for a Chromebook.
Yeah, I think Chromebooks should probably top out at like $300. Like,
you're not wrong.
Come on, people. Yeah.
As much hardware as Google throws into these things, and you go, well, this is a really nice display, and then you go, yeah, it's still Chrome OS.
Yeah. Can I edit a video on it? Nope.
Hey, for most everyday users, they're perfect, which is why they should be $350 tops.
But everyone these days is a tech influencer. You know, everyone is a YouTuber, video editor or something. Everyone's a professional in digital art, graphics. People need real machines. And a Chromebook, I'm sorry, is not a real machine. It's limited by its OS. It's got the hardware, and that's the problem, right? It's got the specs. Why does it need all these specs?
I don't know.
Because Android apps are not optimized, and Chrome OS is just a totally useless browser thing. Oh, not a fan.
I know you're not a fan. I still like Chromebooks. I like the Pixelbook. Again, my wife still uses it. But it's one of the things I will say about it is when she asks me for help with something, right? So she'll be like, all right, I'm downloading some file. I have to unzip it. Where are these going? All this stuff. You would think being a Chromebook and it's supposed to be very simple, all of those things would be easy to do. Like every once in a while she'll go, somebody sent me a PDF. I got to sign this. You know that is like one of the most difficult things to ever do on it. Like I'm saying not print it, because who prints things? I'm saying like sign on the Pixelbook. You would think there would just be like a tool built in where you just open it and sign it. No, you have to like go download 16 different PDF apps that might let you sign it, and most of them make you pay for them. So you have to find the janky free one, which you don't trust because you're now signing your signature in some jank app. And I mean, it's so some of the frustrations I have with it are when she's using it, needs help with something, and I'm like, well, you should just be able to do this, and I'm like, and she goes, that didn't work, and then I have to physically grab the thing and then try to figure it out because the apps and the web browser, so as much as I like the simplistic stuff of it as a good browser, some of the app integrations and stuff are really, really terrible.
Yeah, a lot of people say, Chrome OS, Chromebooks, good for students and grandmas, seniors.
Yes.
Totally. Senior citizens don't need $1,000 plus Chromebook, though. So I just don't get why they exist. I haven't seen anyone really convince me as to why, a Pixelbook needs to cost over $1,000. And they never will. I can pretty much guarantee you they never will, because say my MacBook Pro, it was like $1,500. I use it every day, and I can do everything on it though. I can run my Lightroom, I can run my Final Cut, I can do everything with it. If I had a $1,500 Chromebook, I can't do everything with it. So it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
Yeah, but you're not the user because you need to do those. I think most people could actually use a Pixelbook and get along just fine, and they would never have any issues because most of them are just on the internet, and then they can install apps to do quite a bit of stuff, not the two things you just said. If I wasn't doing this for a living, I could totally use a Pixelbook. Do I want to pay $1,200 for one? Maybe not.
No, you don't.
Because at $1,200, you get a computer that could do some of those things. So again, we talk about this a lot. I really like the Pixelbook, and I think my wife likes it for the most part. But yeah, I mean, your argument is completely valid. And I know there's a bunch of people that
thank
are
you.
like, I use one. Like Rick says, I'm not a student or a grandma. And I know like most people could totally use it. I just don't think that, it should cost that much money.
Scott McDonald makes the perfect point. He says only cheap Chromebooks make sense. Pixelbooks don't. And that's my opinion. I share that. Pixelbooks make no sense. Cheap Chromebooks under $300 make total sense as little browsers. So here's the thing. We were in Las Vegas at a NVIDIA little press gathering. They had like the cheapest little $150 Asus or Acer Chromebook sitting there hooked up to GeForce Now. I was just streaming Fortnite. It was a full-powered gaming computer in the cloud, and the Chromebook just simply streams it. Like, that makes sense to me, and that's why you would only ever need 150. So let's say, for example, Final Cut or Lightroom or something, the more intense apps could run in the cloud, and I could just access the cloud via that system, that $150, $200 computer, then we're talking. So you put those apps, those services in the cloud that I can access for a price, then that makes total sense to me. So
I'm looking on
get on it,
Samsung's
Adobe.
site. So Samsung's Chromebook Plus version 2, which is one of their newest, $600. Intel Core M3, 64 gig storage. That's probably the tops that a Chrome. And look, I don't know that do you need an i7, even an i5 in a Pixelbook, a Chromebook? You probably don't. They don't need that much power, do they? Like, what are you doing that needs that much power?
Just my phone does all that stuff. Why do I need?
I don't know either. Anyways.
Anyway.
So yeah, there will be a new Pixelbook. And then
Sweet.
and then if there's a surprise, it would be Pixel Buds 2. Pixel
First
Buds
one
2 would be
sucked.
what sucked?
The Pixel Buds.
Oh yeah, I reviewed them momentarily, and they were some of the most uncomfortable earbuds I've ever put. Like, they hurt my ears, and they weren't like sizable ones. They were the iPod style, where they're just a hard plastic, and if they don't fit your ears, you're just screwed. And then they had a wire between them and stuff. Like, remember when Google had to put out a statement that said like, please don't cut the wire, because people were going, why is this wire here? And they were like cutting it.
Oh Jesus, I did not know that.
Yeah. So it would be nice if they would do that. I seriously have this feeling they're going to release Pixel Buds 2 and there's going to be a wire between them still. I'm not kidding.
That's really dumb.
Yeah.
Wireless, I guess, that's so cool.
Ben, yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, Ben was asking if we're going to the Pixel 4 event. Yes, we will be there. Well, Kenlin will be there, excuse me. I'll be at home in my pajamas.
Yes, you should be. Patty, is there going to be a Pixel Watch? I don't think so. So there was a rumor this week that Google is working on a 5G Pixel 4 and possibly still a Pixel Watch. We've seen zero evidence also that there's a Pixel Watch in the works. So, I mean, you have to understand, like, Google's Pixel phones have leaked massively. We know about the Mini and the Wi-Fi and the Go. If there was a Pixel Watch or Pixel Buds 2 ready, I just kind of feel like we would probably have heard something. So I don't think there's a Pixel Watch. It would be super, super surprising. You saw an ad for it? Where?
Yeah. Hey, come on now. You can't just say, you gotta send that to our Twitter.
Yeah, we need to see this.
tips@droid-life.com. If there's an actual ad for the Pixel Watch,
Yeah.
and we could get that exclusive, that would be very nice.
That'd be nice. So that's Tuesday. Again, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. It'll be live streams. You guys can all watch it. Yeah.
Yeah. Evan Brown says NYC meetup. Good luck with that. You could hit up Kellen. Kellen's not as outgoing and as friendly as I am in person.
I get in late and I leave the minute the event is done. So I really won't be there for very long. It's basically like a 24-hour trip.
Yeah. Sarah Washington asking if wait, is that a real email? I assume you're asking about the tips@droid-life.com. Yes, that's a very real email.
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it works.
Oh, and Clint says DM, not tweet. Yes, DM me any type of exclusive Pixel Watch material, please. Don't let everyone else
send
see
it on Signal or whatever.
Signal or Tor or whatever the kids are using these days. Yeah.
All right, so that's next week. We'll finally be done with the leaks and rumors. That actually happens next week. Should be great.
It'd be awesome.
Okay, so this week, OnePlus announced the OnePlus 7T Pro. So this is the 7T, which we already reviewed, and it's coming to the US on the 18th. The 7T Pro is official. It's not coming to the US, at least like not yet. There's rumors that there's going to be a 5G version on Verizon. A 5G version on Verizon. That was tough to say. But for now, the 7T Pro not coming to the US, not as an unlocked. OnePlus isn't going to sell it in the US here. It's still the 7T and the regular 7 Pro. So yeah, it's not really much of an upgrade. Like if you have a 7 Pro and you were hoping to upgrade, or if you have a 6T and you were like, I want that 7T Pro, the 7 Pro is basically the same phone. They slightly upgraded the battery, and there's a McLaren edition. And it has a Snapdragon 855 Plus. I mean, there's almost nothing. And again, the 855 Plus is not a reason to buy a phone over another one if it has an 855. Throwing that out there right now. It has Warp Charge 30T, which is faster than Warp Charge 30 in the Pro, but I mean, not by a lot. So yeah. And it comes with Android 10, but the 7 Pro already has an update to 10. I mean, like if the 7 Pro is the same as the 7T, except for like 2 minor differences that are not something you should really care about. So if you're mad that the 7T Pro isn't coming here, that's dumb. That's like dumb. Just buy the 7 Pro. It's the same phone almost. McLaren, does it have macro mode? Nick says it has macro mode. Yeah, so they might have put macro mode in the 7T Pro, and macro mode is kind of cool. Macro mode is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, I guess. I wouldn't mind that McLaren. Just the look of the McLaren edition is cool.
Yeah, so there's a McLaren edition. It costs £800. And it has a little orange trim.
It's like $5,000.
Yeah, probably is. Comes in a special box, special case with it, special charger, whole special color scheme.
Who's buying the McLaren edition?
I have no idea. So it's £800. So it's an extra 100 over the regular Pro. And it has like 4 gig more RAM. So it's 12 gig RAM. Same storage though, 256.
I don't know if they still have it in San Francisco, but San Francisco used to have a Ferrari store.
They did, yeah. I don't know if
and I guarantee everyone who went into the Ferrari store did not own a Ferrari.
Correct.
So there's something about buying something, and I get it, it's a cool looking device, comes in that cool box, but just something kind of, I wouldn't say pretentious because I don't want to be rude, but McLaren edition.
It seems like you got to own the car, right?
Right, like it needs to be. It needs to just come with the car.
Like
period.
OnePlus Rolls Royce edition. Like, do you really want that? Like OnePlus Ferrari edition. Do you really Lambo edition?
A Lambo edition, yes. Ferrari edition, yes. McLaren, while they are great looking cars, I don't want that.
You know what they really should do though?
Mustang edition.
They should try to do like a Tesla edition because there's so many weird Tesla people that are like super fan people that would like they would sell like to every Tesla owner, they would buy one.
Oh god,
which is embarrassing, but they would. Camaro edition. There we go.
Boo! That's not a real pony car.
So those October 17th for the 7T and 7T Pro in the UK and Europe. Again, the 18th for the 7T in the US. There's also a new color of Bullets Wireless 2. It's kind of a green, olive green color. Same price, $100. That's the big OnePlus news of the week.
No knock on Tesla owners. We love Tesla owners. They're great, good people.
Yeah, they're just very cultish.
They're a little cultish.
They're very cultish, which is fine. You love what you buy. You love what you own. I get it.
Mustang owners are extremely cultish. As soon as I got one, I joined a little group, and then I immediately exited the group because there's some weird people, man.
Scary times.
Yeah, but they're just super passionate. Tesla owners, passionate. Select car owners, it's just passion. I love passion. So
nothing wrong with a little passion until it gets creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie, I love my Tesla. I think most people that own Teslas like their Teslas. Like, I don't know that people who own a Tesla are like, I hate Tesla. Almost everyone loves them. They're just they're just kind of cultish sometimes. Which again, it's fine.
It's totally cool, man.
Be a part of a community. If that's the Tesla community, so be it.
Galaxy Fold owners, super cultish.
And I would love to be a Galaxy Fold cult member. Imagine the meetups.
Hey.
Jesus. Android
This phone
owners
is the
cultish.
future.
Android owners, I don't really feel like we're cultish. We're kind of anti-cult, I would say.
Well,
Because
there's so many
iPhone
different
owners
cliques.
are very cultish. And we're kind of like, we don't want to be that. Be together, not the same. What is that? Be together?
Be together, not the same.
That's right.
Very cultish.
Note cult. There was a note cult. You're right. I forgot about the note cult. Tim was a part of the note cult for a while.
Big time. I got out, thankfully.
You did. You sure did.
Yeah, and tech influencers, like each one of the little fan groups, kind of cultish.
Yeah. Are you guys cultish? Are you Droid Life cultish? I don't think so. We're pretty chill. We're
I
just-
hope no one sees us as cultish.
I would hope not. You never know. Okay. Anyways, random OnePlus news. OnePlus 8 renders supposedly surfaced from on leaks. I don't know what to make of them. Like the 7T just got announced. So, and if the 8 is coming, it probably won't show up for 6 months, 7 months. So I don't really know what to make of it. It had a hole punch camera in the display. I don't really want to talk that much more about it because I just, questionable. That's all. Okay, so quickly, Essential news. So Essential, they made a phone that we liked. I don't know why we did, but they made one that we liked, and we've been waiting and waiting and waiting for 2 years now. Are we at 2 years since the Essential phone? Did people say that we are a cult?
Well, someone was calling us Master Kellen and Master Tim, and I prefer Teacher. If you could just call me Teacher. Teacher Tim and Teacher Kellen is fine. And don't forget to make your donations, your weekly donations. Supporting cancer research.
That's right.
For the next 3 months.
So Essential, well, I should say Andy Rubin showed up from some sort of hiatus because there's been some stuff written about Andy Rubin that you guys should definitely read up on.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of cults. So Andy Rubin jumps on Twitter and says that we have this new phone. It's called Gem or something. He shows off this thing and says they're like dialing in colors. It was very weird. But the Essential account on Twitter confirmed all of it shortly after and said, look, we have this thing called Project Gem. It looks like a TV remote that's all display on the front, new form factor. It's got some weird colors on the back that look kind of nice with like a giant camera nipple and a fingerprint reader, I'm assuming. The phone looks kind of small, so it could be companion device. The UI is definitely different than what you would find on an Android phone. In fact, it looks more like Windows Phone. It's got like tiles essentially and a vertically scrolling UI. In this picture that Essential sent, there's an AT&T logo and LTE, so it definitely is a phone like you would take with you. So, it's not really the Essential Phone 2 I think we were hoping for, but
Nope.
they didn't share much. We're assuming it runs Android because if it doesn't, then what the hell are they doing? But it doesn't look like Android. It looks like a custom UI. Did they say something about the UI?
They didn't really say anything.
I thought Andy Rubin said something about the software.
Nope.
He said something about the form factor.
Yeah, radically different.
No, he said new. Yeah, he said new UI for radically different form factor. So the UI is different. It could just be some sort of launcher. Like for all we know, it could be a launcher on top of Android.
Well, it looks like what they've done is maybe taken some apps and have sort of made custom UIs for them, maybe in partnership with those apps, because this isn't supposed to be like a full phone experience.
Well, yeah,
So
how
I
are you
assume,
going to type on this? Can you imagine typing on
I don't
this?
think you're gonna.
Just
Although, hey,
voice dictate it.
I was typing on the front of the Galaxy Fold.
That's
Terrible
true.
experience, but I did it.
That's true, and this kind of looks similar in that sort of.
Mm-hmm. Tall.
It does kind of look like what would be the front of the Fold if the Fold's display went all the way up. Okay, yeah, I did try to type on it. It wasn't fun, but you could. So there will probably be a keyboard. There's a front camera. I'm telling you, it just kind of looks like a companion device, like that weird Palm phone that they came out with last year or this year that no one bought that Steph Curry was really big on.
The Palm, yeah.
It kind of has that sort of vibe to it. I mean, I don't know that I want a companion phone to my phone. I mean, I know we all probably need to unplug a little bit more, and maybe this will have some sort of unique characteristics that'll help you leave your other phone behind. And if it's small enough and pocketable, like those things are all kind of cool, but when we talked about the Essential phone and that they didn't need to change much for it to be great, like, I don't know that we were hoping for this.
Scott McDonald says, "Just say, guys, it looks stupid." No, man. Like I'm
I'm
on
open to
board.
ideas, yeah.
I'm on board with the gem. Ever since using the Fold and something that's just different, I'm like, okay, now a tiny phone? Totally. Let's try it out. Just something different. A little companion phone that would maybe help me leave my big phone at home. I could just use this little Essential guy, and just, you know, if I need it to do something important, like, you know, call the police or something, I could do this. It's got a little camera, so I can take shots if I need to. But if it's like AI powered, can respond to messages automatically or something, I could see it being kind of cool. It's just, yeah.
So
just different.
We obviously need to learn a lot, like what the point is. What is it? Is it actually a phone? Is it something else? Like, there's a bunch of stuff we need to learn, right? But I'm kind of thinking, I have a phone right here that costs, you know, $1,000, right? So this phone costs $1,000. Do I want a companion phone that possibly costs another, I don't know, $500, $400? I don't know. See, we don't know any of this stuff, but I'm just going, all right, so let's say that's what it is. It's supposed to be this like companion thing that you do. I really want to spend hundreds of dollars on top of this? And if it's just supposed to replace this, like, I don't think that's ever going to replace this. Not with that weird remote style display. Like, watching a video would be stupid because it would be tiny. Typing on it probably sucks. So so I don't know. I don't really get it. But, you know, they need to tell us, and right now they don't really want to tell us anything. So yeah, like, the thing is, like, if they're holding in secrets because they're like, well, we don't want anyone to steal this idea. No one's stealing your idea, Essential. Just tell us what the hell this is, so we can either move on or talk about it more. One of the two.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, the back looks kind of fun, the colors, but they're not really, you know, like Andy was like, we're dialing in the new colors, and it's like, you're not doing anything new. Like, people have been doing gradient color stuff for a while. Like, what's different about these? Like, these look like, what was the HTC phone that came in that cool fiery red color that you could like tilt and it changed from like yellow to orange to red? Which one was that?
That one was hot. That was a one.
It was the U11?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Like, this looks like the color of the U11. Actually, all of the colors look like
they actually was a blue one as well.
There was, and it looks exactly like that. So they basically are bringing forward HTC color schemes and being like, this is something different. Okay. Yes, I don't know what to think, dude. I just wish they would tell us so we can stop going, what is this? What is this?
Well, I think we gotta stop assuming what it is and just wait. I mean, we're being very prejudiced.
We're influencers, remember? We have to influence people into deciding what this is.
See, that's where I don't like it. I don't like being an influencer, man.
Yeah, I hope no one ever calls me an influencer. That would be like an insult. If you called me an influencer, I'd be insulted.
Now we know. Feel free, everyone, to spam Kellen's Twitter at IamKellix. You are an influencer.
I should just put that in my bio just to do it.
Influencer.
See how it feels. Just throw that in the bio. Just put influencer. Just see how it feels.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, Microsoft. We didn't talk about this because they did this after we did our last show, and it's been 2 weeks. But Microsoft showed off an Android phone. Well, it's not really a phone. So Microsoft showed off the Microsoft Surface Duo, and it is a folding device, not like the Fold where it's one display that folds, two displays. It's kind of like a little notebook, but you can make calls with it, take calls, and then, you know, it has cameras and stuff, and two big-ish screens, runs Android. Do we want a Surface phone folding thing? It looks too big to put in your pocket, but Microsoft makes cool hardware.
What's with people? Like, see, everyone in our chat is saying, man, Microsoft killed it. Like, this thing looks awesome. Yeah. Like, and y'all don't like the gem? Like, I don't think this looks very good at all. But
people are pretty excited about this, I think.
Oh, that's so weird. See, I can't be an influencer because I'm not big on trends. And if this is looking trendy or something, like, I got to stay far away. But I mean, hey, if people are excited about it, that's cool. I mean, we'll definitely try and get one.
The thing to keep in mind is that they announced it, but they said it's not coming for a year. So
Eh.
you have a whole year to go, and they said like the hardware could change. They're obviously waiting for software experience to for developers to get behind it. I think it looks kind of cool. Like they showed the UI transitioning between the two screens almost as if they were one, which obviously takes quite a bit of work to get that to happen depending on what app, and throwing one app on this screen and doing something else over here. So there's multitasking. You could fold it flat and things like that. I think it's actually kind of cool, but the size of it worries me because, I mean, your boy ain't putting that in these skinny jeans. I mean, I can't
fit that.
Hell no. So the carrying that around looks like hell. You know, I'm not carrying. Like, I don't live in one of those cities where I commute and like need a messenger bag and I just got all my stuff. Like, I just leave the house and put my phone and key in my pocket. I can't put that in a pocket. And I'm not going to put it in my back pocket and then sit on it or something. Like, come on. Like, people, how are you bringing this with you? Kellen, it's not a phone. I know it's not a phone, but it's got cellular connectivity. I know they don't want to call it a phone. It's a phone. It just has two screens and it unfolds. You can do calls on it. So what is it if it's not a phone? It's a new form factor. Again, the weather's changing. I hate everything. I don't hate this, actually. It looks kind of cool. But.
No, like it looks cool. It looks like a great couch device again, but this isn't something that I personally would need to, take out and about or anything like that. If we have some working professionals in here that think that the Microsoft Duo is right for them, then by all means, go for it. But what was nice about the Fold is that was the Galaxy Fold. That is, it's a phone. And then, once I'm at home or somewhere safe, I can unfold it and do kind of multimedia stuff and play, have that large display. But first it was a phone. This thing is big already. Like it's not very mobile, portable, I would say. And then you unfold it and it gets even less portable. So I guess I don't need it. Apparently a lot of people do need it though, because they're really excited about it. Do we know a price yet?
No, we don't know anything. We barely know specs. Like
it's going to be expensive, right?
I'm sure. Surface stuff's not cheap, so I'm sure it'll be priced up there. I mean, you're getting two screens, basically two devices slapped together, so it probably won't. I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. I'm just going, I don't know how I could take this with me anywhere. And somebody mentioned it's a work device, but what the hell does that mean? Why would they make a device that's limited to just some people at work? Like, that seems weird. Don't you want to make a device for everyone?
Why do you want it running Android? That's a terrible idea.
Well, they don't have a mobile operating system anymore. It was Garbo.
Yeah, but Android tablet experience is shy. It's not. Why would you want that?
Well, the thing is, it's more like two screens. So you have like two experiences and you can kind of combine them to one depending on what you're doing, which makes some sense. But you're probably just going to run an app on one side. Because remember, it's not one display. So you're not going to want to run an app stretched out between the two because that would look really terrible. Like you'd have a missing gap. So you're going to want to use it for some UI stuff to transfer things around, but you're kind of running separate experiences. Some of it makes sense. I just like the size is all I'm worried about. And like if you get a call, you have to like pull out this freaking notebook and like unfold it and then answer, and it's huge. Like remember all the jokes about like when we were holding the first note phone up to your head and people were like, "Here's my note," and they would hold up like an iPad or whatever. Like you're really doing that with this. So, but at least Microsoft's back a little bit in the phone-ish, because I know they don't want to call it a phone, but. I think if anything, people are excited that Microsoft is joining into mobile again because as a hardware company, like Microsoft's really become a major hardware. Like the Surface line of products is just really well done. Yeah. So I think that's probably a lot of why people are excited. And it's different, right? It's just funny how you mentioned like everyone thinks the gem looks stupid and they're like, but this looks dope.
Ben Jacob says Microsoft focuses on work professionals. So yeah, and maybe that's why I'm not really big into it because I'm a creative. I have a very creative mind. So I'm more in tune. I resonate more with Apple and because they believe in designers and creatives. So it's like those commercials, there's that uptight business guy who's got the PC and I'm that cool guy who uses the Mac. So
Microsoft Office. I just go. Anytime you say Office, I just go. Ugh.
Spreadsheets.
Yeah.
I'm a creative.
Creative. You did just say that, which is really funny.
With the hair, and it's ridiculous.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I'm a creative, man.
All right, we should probably do some trivia in a second. Okay, so last thing, dark theme is kind of actually coming to things now if you're on Android 10. Google Play has it, Google Voice has it, Google Duo, Instagram. We got a tease for Google Maps from Google, and the Gmail started rolling out about 3 weeks ago, and I still don't have it. Does anyone have Gmail dark? Still don't. I still don't have it.
Liars.
Anyone? No.
We're waiting.
No. We got at least 2 no's.
Dev options doesn't count.
Nope. Yeah. Turning it on in like developer options and blacking out that doesn't count.
Yeah,
We're
one
talking
has
like
dark
official.
Gmail.
Yeah, no one does. Okay, not a single person.
Clint says 12, baby. Yep.
All right. So should we do trivia? Shall we
it.
do trivia? Should I turn some music back on for trivia? It's trivia time. Droid Life Show trivia.
Oh, you're screaming.
I'm screaming.
Yep, there you go.
Trivia dance.
You were peeking there.
I probably was a little bit. It's TL Show trivia time, so that means, we have 5 questions for you. And in those 5 questions, you can answer. We'll reward you with $10 of Google Play credit this week to the 5 people who win. You can only win once per show, and that's pretty much it. We'll put a question up on the screen. Tim will read it aloud, and we'll see who answers first on our screen. You just typey really fast.
Yep.
Typey.
Best of luck to everyone. We got some sweet Google Play credit to give away this week. And oops, somehow I triggered. Oh my god.
I feel like we should always just get a check-in from Larry just to make sure he's live.
I know, poor Larry. Oh, we're never gonna let that
No, we're
go.
not. It's the best thing ever. So yeah, we have 5 questions. We'll put them up individually. Tim will read them. You answer in the chat. If you're fastest, we'll call out you as being first and correct. You win. It's pretty simple. Pretty easy.
Super simple. Let's get right to it with question number 1.
Question number 1 is up now.
What is the name of Huawei's foldable phone? Again, what is the name of Huawei's foldable phone? I'm seeing Zachary Webb with the correct answer of Mate X.
Mate X. Zach Webb was with the quickness.
Yeah.
Nick right there. Sarah right there. Evan right. A bunch of you guys right there, but Zach was
a lot
was
of
first.
fast people.
Yep.
A lot of fast.
The Huawei Mate X. We still don't know anything about that, right? Like it's still on the way.
It's coming. It got delayed, so
It's been delayed a couple of times, I think. Yeah.
they're not trying to pull some Samsung nonsense. Plus,
Yeah.
they want $500 extra dollars for it.
Yeah, it's in the
so.
2000s, isn't it, for that thing?
Yeah, it's like $2,500.
And you
Get out of
never
here.
want to buy that thing because its screen is on the outside, exposed. That softness. No.
X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. X gonna give it to you. Good job, Riggs. Classic. I think Kellen recently saw DMX in concert.
Oh, yeah. Official part of the Rough Riders. Yeah, I did. He played at the Roseland. Oh, man. It was the night that the Blazers, when Lillard hit the shot over Paul George. So we were like in the downstairs bar watching that, and DMX had to wait to come on stage because nobody was leaving the TV. And then he came out. And it was DMX. It was not that great of a show. I mean, he's like 45 and still trying to be like a Rough Rider. But it was, he played the hits. Played the hits.
Rough, dude.
He played the hits.
I wouldn't mess with him.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. He's a bad dude.
He's a bad dude.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 2, please.
Everyone's just quoting DMX now. You think this is a game? All right. Question number 2 is up now.
What was the name of Samsung's first curved display phone released in 2013? Again, what was the name of Samsung's first curved display phone released in 2013?
The Taco.
The Taco.
Ooh,
I'm seeing Ben Jacobs with the correct answer, the Galaxy Round.
Galaxy Round.
Ben
That is correct.
Jacobs. He's a longtime player, not a longtime winner.
This is correct.
I think. Ben, is this your first dub?
Is that the first win, Ben? I don't think that's the first one. I think it's just been a while.
It might be. Maybe it's just been a while.
Ben's,
I feel like
Ben's
I
always
see
here
him,
with
but
the
I never
super
seen him
trolly
play.
answers. Says, ouch.
Okay, he's won before. Good. I know we have a lot of
three
people who
times,
play, but they
Yeah.
don't win.
Yeah.
Because there's something about YouTube, the latency or
Yeah.
whatever. So, anyway, congratulations, Ben.
Pretty
$10 Google Play credit coming your way.
Yep.
He got the thermometer thing.
Nice.
Oh, nice. He
I
got a
still don't
meter.
even have one of those. Jesus.
All right, sucker.
Yeah.
All right. Fun question coming up. Question number 3. Give it to me.
Question number 3 is up now.
What processor powered the HTC One X from 2012? Again, what processor powered the HTC One X from 2012?
That random phone that we always bring up. It's got to be
No,
the
I
most
just-
random phone that we bring up more than anything else.
It's a
Is
great.
anyone going to
great
get this?
I haven't seen a lot of Snapdragons. I can tell you right now, it's not a Snapdragon. Oh, there we go.
Chris Williams?
Chris Williams. I think he Googled it.
I think that's
Smart
a Googler.
man.
Smart man, yep.
Yeah, Chris Williams with the correct answer of the Tegra 3 processor from NVIDIA.
Tegra 3. So that was along the early the drama where they basically had to exit the phone business because they didn't have LTE, and Qualcomm had LTE, and NVIDIA was like, they bought a company because they were like, well, we need to get LTE, so we're going to integrate, and they bought some, and it just never happened. And that was the end of NVIDIA as a phone processor company because the LTE thing just fell out.
It was too much.
Chris Williams, Tegra 3.
Congratulations, Chris.
I actually do want to know the story around that because they bought a company to put modems or LTE radios or whatever they needed in with, like, to integrate them with Tegra, and then it just never happened. I want to know, like, why. I guess they were just so far behind, they just thought, like, this is never going to happen. Or did the company they buy, was it garbage and, like, it just was never going to happen because the tech there was bad and Qualcomm was just so far ahead? It's probably like a bunch of those factors, but I don't know that we ever knew.
I might look into that.
Yeah.
Investigative Journo Tato. All right. Question number 4, please.
Question number 4 is up now.
What manufacturer made the Droid Charge smartphone? Again, what manufacturer made the Droid Charge smartphone? Well, probably one of the greatest Droid phones.
Are we giving that to Rashad?
Yeah, we're going to give it to Rashad. We know what he meant. Samsung is the correct answer. Saw a Motorola guess and an HTC guess. Come on, y'all. That was Samsung.
What was the
Oops.
Yeah, Samsung made the Droid Charge, the ugliest phone in the history of all phones.
Such a good phone.
What was the HTC phone? The Droid one that had 1080p, first 1080p?
No, not the Incredible.
No, it wasn't incredible. It was after.
Not 1080p. HTC.
Droid DNA? Was it called the DNA?
Oh, I think it was.
Yeah, Rashad says the DNA. Yeah.
What the heck? I forgot about that thing.
Yeah, that was one of those
Oh, yeah.
where Dave Dev.
Cover.
Yeah. Cove Dev actually reviewed that for us. He was still in New York and went and picked it up and reviewed that thing for us.
November 19th, 2012.
Was the DNA? Wow. The Droid. Yeah, it was the first 1080p. I think was that also the last non-Moto Droid phone? After that, didn't Moto get the exclusive on Droid after that? And maybe because no one else wanted to make them anymore, but
that's crazy.
Droid DNA. Yeah. Wild phone.
So wild.
Wild
1080p.
times.
All right. We are on question number 5, sadly. Our last question, so the last chance for y'all to win some $10, win some money.
Okay. Question number 5 is up now.
What celebrity's voice was added as an option for Google Assistant this week? Oh, yeah. Again, what celebrity's voice was added as an option for Google Assistant this week? Oh, man.
Nick Fisher was super quick there.
Yeah, Nick Fisher. Super quick. Issa Rae from the wonderful show What was that? Insecure on HBO.
I have no idea.
Man, she is funny. I love that show.
Nick Fisher, Issa Rae. Nate, really close. Chris also close. Chris already won anyway. Nick Fisher.
DMX. That would be my vote.
Get DMX on there. Yeah, so Amazon a couple of weeks ago announced all their hardware stuff, and they said they're going to have a bunch of voices like Samuel L. Jackson. They booked Samuel L. Jackson. Apparently, there's a not safe for work version where he'll like cuss at you and stuff.
Oh.
Like Google's got to do something like that.
Have some fun.
Be fun again, Google. Be fun
I know.
again.
Don't be evil.
That's right. Stop. You should say stop being evil. Be fun again.
Be fun again, Google. All right, so winners. Pretty sure all you guys have my email, but just in case, winners, email address is going into the chat. You're going to email me. I'm going to send you your codes.
Email Tim, Zach, Ben, Chris, Rashad, Nick.
So, who's all seen Joker? Man, I got to go see it again. God, it's good.
I have not seen it, but the opposite views of it are pretty striking. Like, there's a bunch of people who are like, this is just unnecessary and stupid. This movie's dumb. And then the other side is people like you that are like, this movie's freaking incredible and one of the best performances ever. It's very weird. Like, you don't see that often with movies. And then, like, I think if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes score, like, it was initially really high, and now all these people are falling in line to say, oh no, it's actually bad. And so the scores dropped some, I think. But yeah, I've seen a bunch of people, like you said it's one of the best movies ever. I've seen some other people I didn't expect to say it have said that too. And then there's, these people over here that are like, this is unnecessary, it's bad. So I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't get the unnecessary argument. You got John Wick going in every movie, killing 200 people with, very realistic weapons. These are real things he's doing. He's not killing real people, obviously, but that dude's a murderer. We glorify war in movies all the time. Joker is just totally different, and I knew this was going to be a very polarizing movie because a lot of people, I don't think they really want to accept the fact that society is in sort of like a dark state right now. And I think we also don't like to realize that some people are going through, their own mental health problems and crises. So I think Joker's awesome. I don't care if you didn't like it. I thought it was awesome. I just don't care
if you don't like it.
I don't care about your opinion. No, it's just a really good movie. Really liked it. Man, Joaquin Phoenix, I got lost in that role, man. It was ridiculous. Crazy.
I need to go watch it. I'll see if my brother wants to or something.
It's really good. Ellis is asking, who's your favorite Joker? So for me, now having seen Joaquin, I gotta go with Joaquin.
Yeah, but can you say that though? Because there's no like Batman involved yet. You don't get to see that interaction between like how
I don't
he
think
interacts.
We ever will.
I know, so that sucks. Then he can't be. He's not even like part of Batman. It's like a fake Joker.
Well, you haven't seen the movie, and again, I don't want to spoil anything, but I'm going to say Joaquin, followed by Heath. Not very far. I mean, they're all different, right? Jack is up there, of course, but I just like the darkness of the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. It was really good.
We've had some pretty good Jokers if you think about it.
We've been very fortunate. And they're all great. I don't know if anyone what's his face did not so, although he was cool looking from Suicide Squad. Can't think of his name right off.
Jared Leto. Definitely
Jared Leto.
Definitely
Gorgeous human being. If I could look like Jared Leto for just one day, I would be just fine with that.
My so-called life.
Yeah.
All
Heath
right.
Ledger was great, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, Heath Ledger was great. But Jack was also... You got to go back and watch the original Batman to like really appreciate his character in that.
I watched it not too long ago. Yeah. I was raised on those ones, and Danny DeVito in Returns. Those are all awesome movies. So,
okay, cool. Any other topics? Again, Google event is next week, so that's coming.
We'll see you guys soon.
Yeah. We'll probably have a show to talk about that again next week because
there's other stuff coming that we can't even talk about. So
there's other stuff coming.
I know. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great month. October's looking real good.
October's looking good. And speaking of October, again, if you missed it at the beginning of the show, we started our new charity push for the end of the year. So from this show till the end of the year, we are taking donations. Basically, just donate to the show. And when you donate to the show, we will combine 3 months worth of donations, and we're giving them to the Cancer Research Institute. We did Oregon Humane Society the first round, took a couple months off, and now we're back. And so Cancer Research Institute, if you want to donate, drop a donation. And we take 100% of your donations, and we give them to and we'll give them to the Cancer Research. Yes, the family is behind me. They are leaving. The kid doesn't have school today. It's like it's not even a holiday. It's just like
it's a Friday.
It's Friday, and it's like
what a bum.
And they're it's like a teacher in service day or something like that. And so they're just like,
oh man, I'm telling you.
Charles
with a huge $20 donation. Thank you, Charles.
Ooh, $20. Appreciate that. That's bomb territory there.
That's
PC
bomb
747.
territory. Yep.
So yeah, if you do want to donate, so every show that we do for the rest of the year, we will be combining all of these donations, and they will go to the Cancer Research Institute. So today we got 40 rupees from Ryan Kerr, $2 from Nick, 5 from Kevin, 10 from Gate 95, 12.93 from Sarah Washington, 10 from Gary the Fireman, 5 from Patty, and then another 20 from PC 747.
Yes, and Monday is technically a holiday, but it's not Columbus Day. It is First Persons Day. Thank you very much.
Oh yes, Monday is.
We don't celebrate no Columbus Day here.
That is true.
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. Take that.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Next week should be fun. Pixel stuff official. Other Google stuff official. Should be a good week. Thanks for joining us. Have a safe weekend.
Peace.